You're watching ESPN's coverage of Champ Week, and welcome to the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball Championships. Championship Tuesday has arrived. Morehead State and Lindenwood play for that here inside Houck Fieldhouse. Along with former Belmont head coach Dean Webb, I'm Jake Griffith. Thanks for joining us from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Coach, these are two programs playing in a championship final. For Lindenwood, it's their first since joining the NCAA. For Morehead State, the first under Kristen Becker. You've played in many big matches. How do you manage the emotions tonight?
Well, you want to be who you are. You want to be the best version of yourself, but you don't want to play a different style than you have all year. So we look forward to seeing coaches, look forward to seeing team leaders get their team right where they need to be to play at a high level.
A chance to look at our tournament bracket presented by Serve Pro. This is the path both these teams took. For Morehead State, fresh off an upset of the top-seeded Southeast Missouri State Redhawks, our tournament bracket presented by Serve Pro, the official restoration services partner of the OVC. Our players to watch tonight presented by Jostens, the official recognition partner of the OVC. For Morehead State, it's that dynamic duo on the outsides, Irene Wogenstall and Macy Wellborn. 20-plus kills in the semifinal round each.
Just tremendous performance last night. Each opposite over 20 kills, each with 22 points. What an incredible performance to have that coming for 6 rotations in a row, all at the right pin. As you look to the other side, you look at Lindenwood, 2 players I'm really interested in tonight. Bianchi had maybe a little lower match than what she does sometimes. Look for her to bounce back. But Allie Otten is someone I've just been so impressed watching as a leader of this team from the setter position. Her ability to see the game, think the game, move her hitters around, just a joy to watch. I can't wait to see the decisions that she makes will impact her team at such a high level. Can't wait to see them compete tonight.
Both teams with very powerful impact players looking to play a factor in this championship match. Our keys to the match presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Morehead State all tournament long has wanted to serve aggressive. Lindenwood on the other side wants to be in-system passing. Who has the advantage?
Oh, man, that's a great question. It's hard to see. They're both so good at that, trying to take away their opponent's strength. We talk about keep the hitters moving. Both teams are doing that. Particularly we saw Wogenstall last night on the move, was so good coming in the middle of the court. Should be a great matchup, seeing which team can kind of outsmart the other.
Keys to the match presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a department of the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security. A reminder that fans, don't let fans drive drunk. A look at our starting lineups for Lindenwood after we return from the national anthem. We'll step aside for the playing of the anthem. Back inside Houck Fieldhouse, almost set to go for this OVC Championship final. A chance to look at how these sides will get going. First for Morehead State, our starting lineup for the Eagles of Morehead State. Peyton Isley getting the start at the libero position. What stands out to you about the way Morehead State starts tonight?
Well, they're just so consistent in a 6-2. Again, we saw last night the performance of the opposites was just so good. We talked about last night the unrelenting pressure when you have two attackers. They were so efficient, not just with 20-plus kills, but both hitting over 400 for the night. I'll be interested with the matchup. We're going to see who they have front row on this side for Lindenwood. It looks like a half rotation with Wilson, then McAleer. That's the matchup. It's going to be interesting. A really good all-around player, but probably doesn't block quite as high when she's up there against the dynamic right sides for Morehead State. Be interested to see how that's going to play out.
Our starting lineups presented by Kentucky Tourism. Plan your visit to the Bluegrass State at KentuckyTourism.com. Lindenwood will start this opening set with Rebecca Yonke on the sideline. Allie Otten will serve it away. Lions have ripped off 4 consecutive wins. Morehead State has won 6 consecutive. Otten serves, and we're off and rolling in this OVC Championship final. Quick into the middle, Wogenstall pushed across by Wilson. Now they set Hargan up, who goes cross court, and a dig for Seidel. Near pin, Wilson pounds that one through, and Lindenwood first on the board.
Great play by Seidel. Right out of the gates. Good effort, good read.
Lions with a 5-1 rotation going against the 6-2 of Morehead State. As Otten delivers a service ace. Coach, what are the struggles of when you're in that 5-1 going against a 6-2 team like Morehead State?
Well, there's no concern right now in this rotation. There's probably their 3 best blockers by position. The concern will be in a rotation from now, you'll get McAleer on the front, and then 3 rotations from now, you'll have a setter in the front. So when you're running a 6-2, you expect to be pretty solid at the net, both blocking and attacking. You might give up a little something in the back row. The reverse is true for the 5-1. Really fluid, move really well, but may give up a little bit at the net.
Sydney Wyman gets Morehead State on the board. The side out gives the serve to Wyman and the Eagles. The co-defensive player of the week in the conference coming into this tournament is Wyman. And her serve hauled in by Seidel. Again, set up to Wilson in the middle. That time rejected, and it's Irene Wogenstall showing off the defense.
They moved Wilson around a great deal yesterday. She's passing out of zone 5 or left back, but she comes in the middle of the court often in this rotation. Backs as a lefty, stays out in the left pin.
McAleer struggles with the control off the serve, and it's a service ace for Morehead State.
It is so hard to get an ace against Lindenwood, averaging, I believe, .82 aces against per set in conference play. Outstanding passing team.
The Eagles led the OVC in aces during league play. High setup from Otten and bumped over by Wilson. Wogenstall, the tip. Otten again finding Gluck. That tight angle shot, but Ashley Gluck buries it.
Outstanding work by Lindenwood. Setter turned facing the net, shooting it, got it just in front of the shoulder of her attacker. Again, a player to watch tonight. Just an outstanding setter.
Driven over on the serve, another ace for Lindenwood. That time, it's Nia Wilson for the Lions' second ace on the service line. We talk so much about Morehead serving tough, but Lindenwood doing it right now.
A good serving team. I love how they were varied their depth. They'll serve balls deep in the court. They'll draw that one in at about 13 or 14 feet, drop it in front of a passer.
Driven cross court to Hargan. Now Hargan gets it back in transition. Dug out by McAleer. Big swing from backs controlled by the Eagles. Here's Hargan again, and Hargan goes cross court for the kill.
It's a great read. Libero for Lindenwood, just a little too much pace from Hargan to be able to control that.
Emmy Hargan, an OVC first-team selection this season, 26 combined kills in 2 matches this season against Lindenwood. In comes Brenna Bomber, and Bomber will serve. Has 34 aces this year, the graduate senior from California. Otten, back set, tip from Gluck. Deep from the hardwood, Hargan got to that. There's McAleer loading up, rejected. McAleer back to the well, off the tip back over, and Addie McAleer gets the kill. Side out gives the serve to Jesse Seidel. Seidel tries to drive that cross court on the serve and does successfully, just sneaks it in that line. That's such a difficult serve from Seidel.
Great serve. Have to cut that out early. Once that ball gets behind your hip, that's hard to play. That one just caught the line.
Seidel did not appear during the regular season against Morehead State as her serve goes off the tape. Hargan, huge swing, overpass. Eagles out of system. They get it to Wellborn. The tip back over by Autumn Bax, the freshman of the year in the OVC, and Bax gives Lindenwood its largest lead.
That Bax here, ball coming over just in time, ready with the left hand, touches back into zone 4.
Floated over by Seidel, and that one does go out. Eagles will have the serve off that side out. The Lindenwood 3-0 run comes to a close. Hargan's serve sails long on her, and these teams trading errors on the service line. Now Dana Gribb comes in, played in 3 sets this season against Morehead State.
Expect Yonke to be featured on this side on offense. This is likely the weakest blocking rotation for Lindenwood.
Gribb had a service ace last night in the win in 5 sets. Rejected by McAleer. Addie McAleer, she had a tough day offensively last night in the win. Really got it going defensively and showing it off again there.
McAleer may have taken that as a challenge, a weak blocking rotation. Grabbed it and threw it down.
McAleer had a hand in on 2 blocks last night. They swing it cross court. Tried to go line to Helen Everett, and that sails out on her. Lions right now doubling up the Eagles in this opening set. What's working for Lindenwood, Coach?
Just steady, consistent play. At last swing, either the ball was a little fast or the arm's a little slower than expected. By the time she got on the ball, it was too late. Sent it long.
Gribb delivers up a service error. And back goes Amelia Knott, the sophomore from Centerville, Ohio. 5 blocks, 7 digs this year in 2 matches against Lindenwood for the Nevada transfer. Strong serve. Otten looking for Yonke, who wipes that off the block. Now McAleer, roll shot. Not the high setup. Here's Everett. Everett tooling the block. And Morehead State gets the kill thanks to Holland Everett.
Again, this rotation for Lindenwood, they're going to keep trying to focus on getting the ball to Yonke. I would not be surprised if Morehead sends their middle towards Yonke every time and then goes one-on-one with Wellborn against McAleer.
Knott drives that serve strong, a little too strong. We talk about Morehead State being an aggressive serving team, and you've said it many times. Those are errors that you live with at times on the service line.
You live with, but you don't want it to be in that rotation. That's one of their hardest rotations to get out of. You want to make them earn that.
McAleer's serve controlled by Hargan. Here's Everett. That leaks through. Wellborn was rejected. Somehow Morehead State got it over the net. Now that goes off the block on the big swing from Nia Wilson. Wilson with 2 kills on 5 swings. And Morehead State takes a timeout. Lindenwood on top early in set number 1. They lead by 5. We'll head to break on ESPN+.
Competitive excellence. Energized fans. Community involvement. Sportsmanship. Student-athlete success in and out of the classroom. That's OVC leadership, and it isn't new to us. We've been doing it for more than 75 years. It's time to OVC it. The Ohio Valley Conference, fiercely independent since 1948.
When you're the leader, disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Our tournament resumes as we look at Morehead State and Lindenwood. Morehead State making their 20th championship appearance. Their last title won in 2013. Meanwhile, Lindenwood making their first OVC championship final appearance. As Addie McAleer serves, and we're back underway. Quick setup, connecting again with Sydney Wyman. Brenna Bomber to Sydney Wyman generated a lot of offense last night in the win against SEMO.
Yeah, just an outstanding player. Sometimes she can get lost a little bit, not because of lack of ability, just because last night the right side was so good. They almost had to keep going there, but certainly Wyman, a great player.
Sydney Sinnott, the sophomore from Normal, Illinois, on the back row to serve. That pulls Otten tight at the net. Yonke is rejected. They go Wilson on this near pin, and Nia Wilson heating up already with 3 kills in this opening frame.
She has such a fast arm. I think there are sometimes, not out of system, but when it's in system, the arm is so quick, the block is almost there, but the hands aren't quite in position. She'll work off the edges, work high hands. Very good player.
Lexi Meny in for the serve for Lindenwood, and there's a service ace for Lexi Meny.
What a great start from the service line for Lindenwood.
Already 4 service aces for the Lions in this opening set. That serve goes off the tape. Back-to-back aces now for Lexi Meny. Meny had 3 aces in the quarterfinal win against SIUE, and now 2 here against Morehead State. Another serve for Meny. Hargan struggles a bit with the control. They swing it over to Everett, and Everett, the off-speed tip, drops in the bucket.
That was really close to being either in the plane or all the way over, crossing the other side of the net. It may have just barely been in the plane when she touched it.
That ends the Lindenwood 3-0 run, and back to the service line goes Courtney Fitzgerald. 17 digs in the win last night. Fitzgerald with 21 aces this year. McAleer pulls that off the floor. Rolled over by Wilson. Wogenstall. Overpass there from Gribb. Wogenstall again. Pushed out by Gribb. They set Wilson up, and it's dug out by Isley. Hargan now tooling the block. Quickly to Gluck. Pushes that high and long, but there was a tip, and it will be a Lindenwood point.
Great work defensively by Lindenwood. Talking about a little bit smaller blocker at times. Otten not able to block a ball down, but a really quality touch. You can see going back to the defender in zone 6, in-system dig for the swing and the kill.
Allie Otten, the setter of the year in the conference, delivers a tough serve. They set Wogenstall up, and she's stuffed. Overpass again from Morehead State. Hargan now. Cut shot. Successful for Emmy Hargan.
Lindenwood doing a good job matching up. You see early in that play, got 4 hands in front of Wogenstall to slow that down. Something we saw last night with SEMO, but this time happening early in the match. That last ball a little too far inside for the block to get a touch on for Hargan.
Wyman's serve floated over. Controlled by Wilson. Now backs with the left. Hargan, big swing. Pushed out by McAleer. No one there for the second contact. And Morehead State stringing back-to-back points together now to pull within 5.
So the challenge in this rotation 1, when you have a lefty at this pin, a little less comfortable hitting on the left side for most people that are left-handed.
Otten, setter dump, dug out there. Bomber got a hand to it. Now Otten swings it to Wilson. It leaks through. Cross-court skip. Hargan again. Emmy Hargan catching fire on that outside pin. That's 3 kills now in this opening set.
Have another angle view of this. You notice in-system dig. Middle has to hold. Then a huge hole in the block. Good to see Hargan off to a good start tonight.
Eagles hitting .227 as a squad right now. Seidel to the net. Roll shot from Wilson. Fitzgerald. Wogenstall can't clear the net.
Tough angle. She went really hard from her right to left, then tried to cut it back to her right. That's a difficult play for a right-handed player.
Irene Wogenstall did not play in the 2 matchups during the regular season against these teams. It didn't matter for Morehead State. They picked up the win 3-0 to take the season series as Hargan controls the service. Here's Wogenstall from the attack line. McAleer gets it through. They joust. Isley back to McAleer, turned away. That's 2 blocks now for Lindenwood, and Morehead State takes their final timeout. Kristen Becker wants to talk things over with her team. Coach Lindenwood showing it all right now on the service line, defense, and offense. What stands out the most to you?
Well, you named it, all those, really. But I think it's a small detail here, but when Wogenstall is there, you think about a 6'2", when you put a ball over from the other side, they're generally going to go into zone 1, which is right back where the setter, they're going to dig a ball, which means then the libero has to come in and set. Generally it's going back to the opposite. If you're a lefty, you're comfortable hitting either direction. If you're a right-handed player and that ball's coming from that far off the net, it's much, much easier to hit cross than it is to hit down the line. Well, that means they get to avoid McAleer. McAleer's down the line. So it's working out really in the favor of Lindenwood, able to mostly avoid McAleer having to block such a dynamic hitter. Although, I don't want to take anything away from her. We did challenge her early, and then she immediately got a block. But certainly, I'm sure they would want the middle getting a hand on that ball instead of McAleer. So they're just playing in order. They're playing patient points while serving aggressively. Outstanding start for Lindenwood.
Morehead State, as a program, comes into this OVC final tied for the most conference championship tournament victories all time with 36. However, the history on the side of Lindenwood, a 1 or 2 seed has gone on to win this tournament in 14 of the last 16 seasons. Lindenwood trying to make it 15 as we're back underway. Hargan goes line on that far pin, and that's a big kill for Emmy Hargan.
You think back to last night, she was an outstanding player, but just kind of got lost in the success on the right, and it seemed pretty late in the match before she really got going. Tonight already just several, not just kills, but thunderous swings.
Bomber's serve corralled in by McAleer. Now here's Bax, and Bax returns the favor on that far pin with an equally big swing. That is why she is the freshman of the year in this conference.
Get the advantage of it. We'll watch Bax again here. See the advantage even from off the net as a left-handed hitter can keep it in front. Very easy to rotate line and swing. Great job by Bax.
Bax set the Lindenwood record for kills by a freshman this season, and there's another service ace for the Lions, up to 6 now in this opening frame. They came in tied for the 77th most in the country.
Again, I like the depths that they're serving. It's serve receive 2, so 2 players have to cover the entire court for a number of the rotations.
Out of system are the Eagles, and it's pushed across by Seidel. No one there for the second contact. It is all falling Lindenwood's way in set 1.
They're thinking the game at such a high level. They're serving different depths. Most of their aces have been in front of players. There was one that caught the sideline, maybe one that was high. Most are dropping in front and changing depths and finding success.
Lions on a 3-0 run, their third 3-0 run of this first set. Rejected was Wellborn. Now Hargan, overpassed by the Lions. Bomber finding Hargan. She's stuffed, tipped back over by Yonke. Here's Wellborn now. That's wiped off the block, but it is a point for Morehead State.
Unfortunately in the net there, but great effort by Yonke staying with the play. Got another angle view of this ball coming over. Yonke working hard, gets a touch, but on her way up, barely catch the net.
Quick in the middle, Yonke, they need more of that. It's all working right now, but to have success, coach, as you identified in our broadcast open, they need to lean on players like Rebecca Yonke.
She's such a good player. You need to have such a great attack angle coming in. For most people, she seems to have the ability to see and attack different angles regardless of what angle she approaches towards the setter.
Hargan struggles with the serve receive. That is 7 aces in the first set. Mind you, they had 8 aces combined in the 2 matches against Morehead State this season. That service line has been a real strength.
7 in 1 set is hard to believe. They would have been thrilled coming in if they had 7 in 3 sets.
Gribb floats that over. Now Bomber back to Wellborn. Wellborn tooling the block. Macy Wellborn, 25 kills in 2 matches this season against Lindenwood, and she gets her third.
Good swing, and that will be there if they can be in system.
Back goes Amelia Knott, the sophomore out of Ohio, for the serve. That goes off the tape. Otten on the slide. Yankee off-speed tip, and it's set point Lindenwood in this first frame.
We talked about the middles that are serving you. Then have to defend in zone 5. A good digging a number of balls, but reading the tip. So Yankee on the move here. Little short touch, big false step by the middle, a little late.
Driven over on set point for the Lions. Bomber to the net, it's Wellborn. Macy Wellborn now on 7 swings, has 3 kills.
Good patience, again, being available as a lefty. Balls coming from some maybe a little more challenging angles, but still having a great swing deep into the cross court.
As a team, Morehead State hitting almost 220. You'd think that'd be enough to get the job done in set 1, but Lindenwood hitting 370, and that will end it in set 1. A service error from Sydney Sinnott, and the Lions take it 25-16.
I'll be really interested to see just the reaction, Morehead. Can they talk their way back into calming down and being good on first contact? Other than that, it was fairly even, but the serve, boy, the difference in serving and passing was vast.
We'll head to break on ESPN+. The Lions take it 25-16. They lead 1-0. Second set coming up when we return.
Ooh, savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
And Doug.
Whoa, Limu, we're in a parade! Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for Scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Taka. What's your name?
Mufasa.
On December 20th.
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
Follow the journey.
It is your time.
Of 2 brothers. And 1 epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Shut up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
Back inside Houck Fieldhouse, Lindenwood takes set number 1, 25-16. They hit 370 as a team. 4 of the last 5 OVC Championship finals have ended in a 3-0 sweep. SEMO won the 2021 final versus Morehead State in 5 sets. Only 6 OVC tournament finals since 2000 have gone to 5 sets. Just 9 have needed more than 4 sets. Morehead State trying to send this back to at least 4 sets by picking up a set 2 win.
Yeah, what a shocking maybe is unfair, but that was so dramatic. They came out with that level of serving It'll be interesting again to see the response here. Wogenstall was so just unbelievably on fire the entire night last night. Great job scouting Lindenwood, taking away some of what made her great last night. 7 attempts, 0 kills, negative 286. If you would have told me that last night after watching her play, that would have been how we started today. I wouldn't have believed it. But that's just, again, great scouting. Let's see what the response is from Morehead State as we begin the second set.
Wogenstall with 21 kills last night against Southeast Missouri State in that big upset win. Courtney Fitzgerald, the sophomore, delivers the serve, and we're underway for set 2. McAleer goes cross-court on the kill. Wow, that's a big swing, Coach, from Addie McAleer.
That's a big swing. That the speed with which she took her approach, I mean, just there was so much purpose, patient, and then drove with so much velocity coming in. That was an outstanding swing. Probably one of the higher velocity swings we've seen from her this tournament.
McAleer had 16 kills in the 2 matches against Morehead State this season. Off the back set and the slide, Wyman's attack pushed out. Now here's McAleer with the shove, and it was deflected on its way out. Addie McAleer, now 3 kills on 6 swings, has chipped in 2 digs and 2 blocks.
Great vision, finding the elbow, the block of Wogenstall.
This is Seidel, the 5th-year senior out of Waterloo, Illinois, first-team selection this season. A service ace. That is 8 service aces already for Lindenwood, and a 3-0 lead.
When you have service receive only 2 players back, it's either a very big seam in the middle or you're going to give up something on the sideline. Right now they're giving up zone 5. Previous play, serving the seam into zone 6.
Seidel, another serve. Fitzgerald shoves it out. Now they swing it to Hargan. Emmy Hargan goes cross-court again on that kill, leading the way for all players with 6 now.
She's playing tonight in the way that we expected to see last night. She was a little slow getting going. Now it's a question of, can we get a couple of players to join her?
Otten tracks that down out of play, and the attack dug out from McAleer. Now here's Wogenstall. Lions running the offense. Overpass, backs can't capitalize on the free ball. Here's McAleer's roll shot shoved out. Off-speed tip from Wogenstall, return to sender. Addie McAleer has it all going on right now, getting that palm up to reject that.
Again, such a patient play as we see McAleer on this swing. She can't get a big swing, but she takes the setter out. Now they can't run their offense. Scramble, confusion, a tip that didn't really have a chance, and then a block.
Quick setup to Knott, dug out by Seidel. McAleer, again, cross-court on that attack. Isley got to it. Hargan with the bump, didn't put enough on that. It has been tough sledding offensively for Morehead State to start set 2.
It is so hard to even consider when you have 1 point on the board. We're probably thinking about an early timeout here. Morehead State just doesn't look like they're in a good space.
Gribb drives that serve over. Wogenstall off the back set. Hand to it. Otten got it, but McAleer can't roll it across.
I guess she wished she had that one back and had a chance to go into zone 1 and get the setter. But great dig, great defense on Lindenwood's side.
Lindenwood with 16 digs as a team. Already 4 in this second frame. Morehead State has the serve off the side out. Tried to go line with that serve, did Brenna Balmer, and it sails out for a service error. 4 errors on the service line so far for Morehead State. Just the 1 ace. McAleer's serve, controlled by Fitzgerald. Here's Wellborn now. That goes long on the attack. Now 4 attack errors as a team in set 2 for Morehead State. Coach, is this a spot for Morehead State you take a timeout?
I would. It's not so much even about the score, it's about the faces.
A service ace for the Lions. That is 9.
Morehead State coach walking close to the team, trying to encourage them, get them back in a in a better headspace. It's so hard to take a timeout this early, but you risk losing contact with your opponent.
Isley struggles with the control. A whistle, Morehead State in the net. It's a 4-0 Lindenwood run, and Kristen Becker will burn her first timeout of set number 2. What a start to this championship final for Lindenwood. A 7-point lead in set 2. We'll head to break on ESPN Plus and return.
He shoots, and he scores!
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! Like being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
The service line has been an area of strength for Lindenwood tonight. 9 aces, just 2 errors. Coach, that's been making the world of difference in this match so far.
So they're +7, 9 minus the 2, and then on the other side, 1 ace, 4 errors, they're -3. It's a 10-point spread on first contact. Morehead State just looks stunned. There's time to turn this around, but boxing analogy, it's a first-round knockdown. You just don't expect it. You just got started, but man, really struggling.
Another error for Morehead State as Courtney Fitzgerald corrals the serve. Rolled across by Hargan. Quickly to Yonke. Laying out for it is Isley. Wellborn off the block. There's Wilson loads up. Also off the block. Bomber, quick set, finding Knott. That finds the hardwood. It ends the 5-0 run, and that is a desperately needed point for Morehead State.
Desperately needed, and there's time. The coach did a great job getting that timeout early enough. 7 point, but your opponent still needs 15 more. Chip away, 1 or 2 good runs in here, and it's a game again.
Cross-court swing. It's Wilson. Wilson tooling the block, and she'll get the serve right back for the Lions.
And Wilson is so good at attacking high hands. It's just so rare that you see her attacking to the meat or the middle of a block. She's almost always on the edges. Great vision.
20 kills, 14 digs combined in 2 matches against Morehead State this year. A service error off the hands of Lexi Manning.
It is possible for them to make an error at the service line. Haven't had many tonight. I thought for a moment that might dribble over. That's how it's been going so far.
Amelia Knott now has the serve. 35 aces this season for Knott. That's driven across. Gribb makes first contact, but the Lions out of system get it over. They swing it. Everett near pin. Off the ceiling and dropping down.
Nice swing by Everett. Certainly doesn't get maybe as much publicity as a Hargan. They're going to need her tonight. If they're out of system, what happens not just at the right pin, but at the left pin will be very important.
Everett drives it over into the net. A service error for Morehead State. Those are starting to pile up now with the 5.
And if you're getting some payoff, it's worth it. But if you're not getting any aces and you're getting errors, it's a little tough.
This is Allie Otten at 49 assists last night against Tennessee Tech. Her serve hauled in by Morehead State. Now down the line, Holland Everett goes. Bumped over by Wilson. Back set, finds Wellborn, almost puts a hole in the floor with that swing. Macy Wellborn up to 4 kills.
That was great work on this side. Another look at the swing here by Wellborn. Ball is tight. Oh, great effort by Bomber, getting a one-on-one and a nice swing by Wellborn.
Back to the service line goes Sydney Sinnott. Controlled by Lindenwood. Off the slide, it's Ashley Gluck. Had 14 kills against Tennessee Tech last night, most of them off plays like that.
Yeah, that was such a fast move. I'd like to see the block move here. Got caught so far inside, couldn't react, almost an open net. Great tempo in the set from Otten.
Gluck this season hitting .248 as Wilson fires a service error.
We've said before we began the match tonight, but Otten is just such an outstanding setter, seeing what the defense gives her, setting against that.
The deficit is 6 for Morehead State's number 6, Courtney Fitzgerald. Strong serve from Fitzgerald. Tapped back to Gluck, and Gluck palms that one through the block. Up to 4 kills on 6 swings now for Ashley Gluck.
Great effort by Gluck as well as Otten. The ball was tight. Set tight, really hard to set anywhere other than your middle, just barely touching with your right hand. Nice controlled play by both.
Seidel to serve off the side out. Lofted over. High setup. Wogenstall with the roll shot, and that will work. Irene Wogenstall finally gets her first kill on 11 swings.
An out of rhythm play, expected a certain tempo, and then it was much higher, but the zone 6 defender already moved so far to the right from Lindenwood, couldn't recover.
Lyman serve corralled in by McAleer. There's a good pass to Bax, and Bax going line. Autumn Bax, another kill for Lindenwood, her 3rd.
We're going to see Otten in action here. Ball is passed forward. You can see the opposing middle moves with her, moves all the way across. Almost no way for the block to catch up. Another great play by Otten.
Bax will take a seat. Dana Gribb comes back in. Gribb has 1 ace tonight. Strong serve. Fitzgerald pulls that up off the hardwood. Hargan's attack dug out by Wilson. Shoved over by Yonke. Back to Wogenstall. Again, out of system, and Seidel can't capitalize.
It was a miss there, point Morehead, but it's such a different look. I mean, last night, setter connecting with Wogenstall just from everywhere, from every body posture and different angle. They're just not on the same page right now.
How much do nerves play a factor into the way Morehead State is playing?
Hard to know, really, without knowing the team, but you got to think that's part of this. This is a final. You're playing for the OVC Championship. This matters. You've worked so hard for so many months to prepare for this moment. And generally speaking, the setter and the right side, they have a good connection because you always have the same setter connected to the same right side or opposite player, but for whatever reason, it's not there.
Morehead State takes another timeout here in this second set. Lindenwood, reminder, took the opening frame 25-16. Morehead State made it a little closer there at the end, but the Lions overwhelmed them, and that has continued here into this second set.
Yeah, I'm looking right now at the Morehead State team. Is they're in their position groups. They get their middles with middles, their setters with setters, and they talk. Their head coach spent the entire time that she was talking to a position group with the setters, talking about how are we going to distribute the ball, how are we going to get our hitters in rhythm. Again, there's no way. If you would have been here last night to watch Wogenstall and her connection with her setter, there's no way you could have seen this coming. 11 attempts, 1 kill, -182. It is hard to believe. And part of it is scouting. They have a couple of good blocks over there, created some tougher attack angles, but part of it is just the rhythm has been off. She's had to hit some down balls from the ground. Location hasn't been quite there. I'd love to see them just increase their level of play to really turn this match into what we believe it can be. These are two very, very good teams. We need to see Morehead State come back to who they are.
Addie McAleer has the serve coming out of the Morehead State timeout. And the Lindenwood bench not only loving their performance, but loving Country Roads by John Denver. That sails long for Addie McAleer, and it will be a side out to give Morehead State the serve.
John Denver, one of my favorite artists.
You know, I have a bone to pick with that song. I spent the first 6 years of my career in the state of West Virginia. It is not about the state of West Virginia. It is about the state of Virginia, specifically the western part. They joust for it, and Morehead State gets the better of Lindenwood that time. Morehead State now, thanks to an error from Lindenwood, piecing things back together, Coach.
We're going to see this ball coming over. Another look. This may be the first time Auden has lost a joust in this entire tournament. That time she contacted the ball first. We talked yesterday, you want to contact it second if you're the setter.
Holland Everett gets a kill, and now Morehead State has their first scoring run of this match. It's 3-0, and the body language on the sideline significantly improved now.
Now we're rolling. You just got to see one go in, get moving a little bit, put some pressure on your opponents.
Gribb controls the serve. Yonke off the slide. Rebecca Yonke quells the 3-0 run and gets the Lindenwood Lions the serve right back.
Absolutely perfectly placed set, contacting the ball right before it gets the antenna, puts a lot of pressure on the block to get that wide.
And is Lexi Meny. 2 aces already for Lexi Meny. Won't find one there. They set Everett up, and she's rejected. We talked so much, Coach, about the service line for Lindenwood, but that's now 4 blocks tonight for the Lions.
And at least 2 of those are from players that we saw as mismatched targets. We talked about McAleer, we talked about Auden, outstanding players, but maybe not great blockers. They're coming through, and our team needs them most.
Lindenwood not exactly a prolific blocking team, 3rd fewest during conference play, but they're getting it done tonight. Now here's Wilson. Was not deflected on its way out, and that will be an attack error for Nia Wilson. A rare mistake for Lindenwood's leader.
She got us a little too far underneath the ball. Couldn't reach out in front and snap off to finish. Just a little long.
Morehead State back within 5 now. They look to Amelia Knott for the service call. Cross court, a tough serve there. They set Wilson back up. Nia Wilson will not be denied, cranking that through the block. And immediately the Lions get the point, not allowing Morehead State any room to make a run.
Very difficult to score in that setting. Morehead State released their middle early. There were 4 hands, well-formed block. Still found the top for a deflection and the kill.
Lofted over by Otten. They swing it. Everett, cross court again. Holland Everett has really been the hot hand for Morehead State in this second set. 4 of her now 5 kills have come in this frame.
That was a good swing, holding the block. It was a really good read on Lindenwood's side. They actually had 2 people in the hole. Libero cut in, arms were a little late, creating the angle at the platform.
Back to serve is Sinnott. Another tough serve. Wilson did pick it up though. Backs, rolls it over. Autumn backs another, her 4th.
That's bonus right there. When you have a lefty on the left side hitting a high out of system ball and still getting a kill, she's going to had a big smile after that one. Nice swing by Backs.
Wilson serve. Floated a little too long from Nia Wilson. You can tell she's a bit frustrated with her effort there.
Morehead State getting a little help. They're going to need some. Let's see if they can put together a short run here.
In comes Fitzgerald again for the serve. Morehead State within 5. The serve controlled by Lindenwood. Backs goes back to the well.
So we see that the team play here, the pass. Gullick goes away, takes the middle with her. Very late, huge hole in the block. Good team play, Backs the recipient.
Seidel will serve for Lindenwood. They lead by 6. Sinnott sets Hargan up. Dug out by Seidel. Now here's McAleer. A dig for Isley. Hargan fires it into the block. Isley can't punch it over, and the lead back to 7 now for the Lions. Morehead State hitting .091 right now as a team. Overpass, Bax taps it across, and it's another kill for Autumn Bax, tied with Emmy Hargan for a match-high 6. She has heated up in a hurry.
It seems like a small thing, but when that ball comes over, there's no one in front. You want to bounce it. You want to make the crowd know what just happened, but she was patient, realized it was really close to the tape, just touched it down for the kill.
Seidel's serve goes just off the tape. In the middle, it's Wogenstall. Otten finds Bax, tried to roll it over. Back in the middle, roll shot again from Wyman. Dumped over, full extension on the pancake dig for Sinnott. Back to Yonke, Sinnott another dig. Out of system, Morehead State gets it over. Now Lindenwood transitions defense to offense, and who else but Yonke? However, there is a challenge.
There'll be a challenge here from earlier in the play when Bax tried to put the ball over. From this angle, it didn't look like there was a touch. So this one's going to take a little bit because this was not at the end of the play. This was a challenge probably 30 seconds earlier in the rally. So the officiating crew, it's going to take a little bit of time to get this set up because they're going to have to go back, find when it occurred. It was maybe the third time that the ball crossed, and maybe the fourth. I don't recall. But there was a great deal of play after that. So this one could take just a little bit. The coach was ready for the challenge, and then the play just continued and had to wait till it ended.
Kristen Becker very animated right now in that Morehead State huddle.
And the reality is when it's this much of a gap with very little time left, the chance of them winning the set, it's really not much. But we're going to see there's a couple of things they may be looking at. I believe it was actually before this here. This may be it here. Nope. This was earlier in the play. It was Bax from Lindenwood that I think even tried to forearm, just pass the ball over, caught the tape, came back. There was a block near it. I don't think it actually touched it. Again, it was pretty early in the rally, so it may take a moment for the officials to get this sorted out. But this is a help to Morehead. It may not matter in this set, but anything to just, let's get back to who we are. Team leaders talking. You can see here for Morehead State, you have the setters talking and leading. The rest of the team, off to the side, those that aren't on the court, but just recovering. Just take a moment. What are the small things that we can do and do it at a high level? We have another view of this as it goes.
Simply impressive from Sydney Sinnott to get the full ball.
Yeah, the ball was up there. That wasn't. Again, I certainly don't believe that the Morehead State was challenging. Let's see if we got it coming up here on this side. No. Again, there was just so much play that happened. This might be coming here on this. Looks like they're close to an answer. She's now going, communicating it to the rest of the scores table.
Coach, you've coached a lot of volleyball. What do you say to a team in a situation like this, staring down a 9-point deficit and a 1-0 hole?
You hope you can make a little push here just for some confidence, but you also have the reality check of we know where we are in this set, and it's okay to say that in front of your team, but let's talk about what can we do to get back to who we are. After it took a while, but they went back and they found it. It was 4 contacts. The ball Bax tried to put over. It came back without a touch on Morehead State's side. So a successful challenge, even just that small thing. It doesn't seem like a lot, but a little victory there. Get a little feeling of success. If we can get maybe 2 points here, get to 18, feel like, okay, we're right there with them.
Instead of a 4-0 scoring run for Lindenwood, it's erased, but Lindenwood gets the point right back immediately to tell you just how much it means. Lindenwood obviously up by the sizable margin. Will Condon gets the explanation from the down official. Disgusted, shakes his head, very frustrated. His team's up big, and he still wants them to have their foot on the gas pedal, and they do. It is set point Lindenwood. Quickly to Knott in the middle, and Knott blasts that through a block.
And Knott's been a player that's been, the first match we saw, she was phenomenal. Maybe 9 kills on 12 attempts. Second match, it kind of went away because they were so focused on getting the right side. Love to see her get going. She can. She has that level of talent.
Still set point Lindenwood, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Otten, Yankee, that's shoved out by Bomber. Now Hargan, been quiet in this second set. Loading up is McAleer. Good dig for Isley. Hargan, again, pounded through the block. M.E. Hargan, 7 kills on 21 swings.
Have a replay coming up here. You'll see, watch Yankee as she goes across. She makes the move, but not quite able to close it. It's off the edge of her hand.
Lions struggle with the serve. McAleer rejected, but tooling the block. And Lindenwood takes set number 2, 25-18. These Lions off and rolling in this OVC Championship final. They take a 2-0 lead into the intermission, and we'll take the break with them. Intermission report when we return on ESPN+. Lions up 2-0.
There's all that we fight for and all that we fight against. This is the line where our nation's future is won. We are Marines. We were made for this.
Ever since I tried Hidden Valley Ranch, I finally found what I've been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
I know. How is this stuff so good?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
From dress the bird to deck the halls. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I grew wiser. I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for Scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Tucker. What's your name?
Mufasa.
On December 20th,
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
follow the journey
It is your time.
of 2 brothers and one epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Get up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
The views are breathtaking. The experience is hands-on. The instruction is personal. The programs are nationally ranked. The atmosphere is welcoming. It's all here, all in one unique place at Morehead State University, all to help you soar higher.
The Lions of Lindenwood on the prowl. They lead it 2-0 after taking set number 2, 25-18. A chance to look at our after 2 sets presented by United Fidelity Bank. Emmy Hargan and Autumn Bax going back and forth, each with 7 kills. Coach, what stands out to you right now about Lindenwood's performance?
Well, the pressure from the service line. Of course, most of the aces came in the first set, but relentless pressure there. Much more balance. You can see, obviously, Bax is leading tonight, 7 kills on 11 attempts. What a great job. This is a freshman playing in a conference final, hitting .636 after 2 sets. But you look across the board, everyone has at least 3 kills. Everyone is hitting 180 or higher. Just much more balance than maybe we've seen in some other matches. Otten doing a great job distributing the offense, putting their hitters in great position.
Lindenwood has played so well all season to earn the number 2 seed in this tournament and showcasing why they are truly one of the best teams in this league. By virtue of Lindenwood's transitional period to the Division I level, if the Lions go on to win this contest, they will be OVC champions, a momentous achievement, but they will not be going on to the NCAA tournament. Morehead State, by qualifying for this OVC championship final, they will get the league's automatic bid. Coach, you're an athletic director now. You know how difficult it is to transition to different levels. You've been a coach as well, going through transitional periods. Just how impressive is it to see the success that this Lindenwood volleyball program has had?
Well, I would just give great credit to the entire athletic department to make the transition. They go NAI to Division II, there for a while, move up to Division I, having this level of success. And these women today, they're competing for this championship. This is an incredible occasion, but it's also building on the legacy of what this program will be at the Division I level. So just certainly great to see this level of play and a great championship performance tonight. Looking forward to seeing the rest of the match.
We're back underway for set 3, and that's pushed long by Lindenwood. Morehead State first on the board. What do you want to see, Coach, early in this 3rd set from these Eagles?
I want to see rhythm. I want them to get back to loose, patient, and then aggressive. They've been tight. They've been a little early in a few moments. But if they can get back in that rhythm, they're such an incredible offensive team. Always 3 hitters in the front row. Incredible production from their right sides. They get back to that, this entire match could flip.
Wyman exits after the service error. Morehead State 6th. Lions have 9 aces. Won't find one there. Over to Wogenstall. Irene Wogenstall has struggled to get going in this match. Just her 2nd kill on 15 swings.
And it was a good read by Lindenwood. Wilson read into the cross-court angle. She had shifted from 6 towards the 1-6 seam, but overpowering swing by Wogenstall.
That gives the serve to Brenna Bomber, the graduate senior from California. Wilson controls. Here's Otten, finding McAleer with the roll shot. Hargan loading up and rejected. Autumn Bax.
Oh, their team loved it, man. And Bax literally got the block landed and started running in a circle. I mean, just some of the joy when you're a freshman and maybe your back doesn't hurt when you land every time after a block.
Did you ever get in on some choreographed celebrations with your teams at Belmont or Ohio?
I ran away from that. I would have destroyed it.
Hargan rolls it over and drops that into a campfire.
Had a number of teams who really like to dance. I tried to run away whenever that happened.
Hargan goes to the back to serve. Listen, I feel you. Nobody wants to see me dance. I do not dance. Otten, the back set to Bax. A dig for Hargan. Wellborn wipes it off the block, and Seidel lays out for the dig. Back in the middle, it's Knott, and Amelia Knott finds the floor. A much better start to this 3rd set if you're Morehead State.
Much better start, and again, I like their moving. The middles are not being satisfied just going at the setter. They'll go 10 feet away. They'll go right next to the setter.
Otten quickly into the middle. Yonke dug out by Isley. Back row attack from Emmy Hargan. She's had the hot hand in this match. 9 kills, 2 already in set 3.
Great job finding the edge of zone 5. The defender had moved in as we see that the libero move here in this replay. She shifts over towards zone 6, opens up the edge of the court for the kill.
Lindenwood gets the kill, ends the 3-0 Morehead State run. Will Condon over on that Lions sideline put his hands up, and he mouthed the words to his team, calm down. Gribb comes in for the serve, has the ace tonight, 1 of 9 for Lindenwood. The Eagles struggle a bit with it, out of system, and they commit the attack error to boot.
And it's a little bit smaller block and in front right there. You want to challenge the top of the block. If we're going to miss off the top.
Lions within 1. Tough serve from Gribb. Not rejected. She got the up off the rejection. And now here's Seidel. Otten. Bomber quickly to Knott. Diving for it is Wilson. McAleer loads up. Now here's Everett through the block. Oh, what a dig there from Nia Wilson in the back. Wellborn goes flying in with the left. McAleer rolls it down the line, controlled by Morehead State. An overpass not to be had.
We talk sometimes, it's not just the big swings. We talked about this happening earlier. McAleer puts the ball on the setter, and then confusion follows. The rest of the point gets easy. Such a heady play. Doesn't show up in the stat book. Doesn't show up as a kill, but it definitely led to the end of the point for Lindenwood.
Lions on a 3-0 run, even at 5. Pass pulls Everett to the net. Now Lions transitioning, and a dig in the back from Hargan. Otten sets Yankee up through the block. Back to Wellborn. That goes through the block as well. Here's McAleer. Big swing. McAleer pounds that one through and gets the assist from Jessie Seidel.
I love again how she's attacking the edges of the block. Don't just spin a ball that a libero is going to put in system on the other side. Go after something. Great job by McAleer.
McAleer with 5 kills on 18 swings. Also has 4 digs and 3 blocks. In the middle, quickly, Knott, and a dig for Seidel. McAleer again rolls it wide. Knott in the middle. Gribb with the dig. McAleer can't clear the tape. She tries again, rejected. Second effort, nudged over. Here's Wellborn, stuffed by Addie McAleer. She says, hey, if the offense isn't working, how about some defense?
How about McAleer? Probably the smallest front row players. We get a replay of this. Watch McAleer here in action. Smallest front row player on the team in the right place, finished with the hands. If I'm not mistaken, I believe she now has the team lead in blocks.
Overpass, Everett, and it's smacked home by Allie Otten.
We have an 0-2 getting blocks. We have a setter pounding overpasses. Wow, Lindenwood.
The Lions on a 6-0 scoring run. They storm all the way back, and it forces a Morehead State timeout. We'll head to break on ESPN+. Lions out in front.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
If you want to make the most of your vacation, there's no better place than the Bluegrass State. Kentucky's 44 state parks offer abundant places to play and diverse accommodations to stay. Take a hike, float your boat, or bike the trails. Pitch a tent under the stars or settle into a lakefront lodge. Tee up for 18 holes, then enjoy a signature meal. Plan your trip at parks.ky.gov.
Back inside Hauk Fieldhouse, Lindenwood on a 6-0 run. They have a 3-point lead, their largest of set 3, and they lead the match overall 2-0. Along with Dean Webb, I'm Jake Griffith, back underway in this OVC Championship final. Here's Hargan. Overpass from Wilson. Back to Knott. Nudged over. McAleer now through the block. Isley sends it to Everett. Deep dig there for Nia Wilson, and Rebecca Yonke finishes. What a set to Rebecca Yonke, who capitalizes.
This is so good by Otten. Look at the angle. Look how far off she's at 14 feet, setting it across her body. Great job opening his shoulders by Yonke being available for that. That's just outstanding play.
Another deep dig, that time for Gribb. Here's McAleer with the roll. Back to Everett, stuffed. Isley tries to set Everett up. They joust. Morehead State just has to shove it over. Yonke again. Rebecca Yonke back-to-back kills for Lindenwood, and the run is 9-0 Lions.
It is so quick. That ball is coming through. There were 4 hands in front of her. They have committed 2 blockers to her. There's no other hitter on that side. They just couldn't jump fast enough. Otten put the ball there. Yonke hand through. Great play.
28 kills for the Lions tonight. The OVC leader in kills per set during league play. Tried to go back over, and that just finds the range.
So Coach Condon looks to his bench, who's close to the end line. Was that in, was that out? There's 2 players side by side. One of them has their hand up showing out. One of them has the hand down showing in. He's like, okay, I guess we're good.
Amelia Knott goes to the back to serve off the side out. Otten, setter dump. Here's Wellborn. A dig for Seidel. Wilson shoves it over to McAleer. It's pushed out by Hargan. Loading up is Everett. An overpass. Wellborn with the tip back over. Here's Lindenwood after resetting. Back row attack from Wilson. A good rally developing here. Wellborn and a whistle.
Yeah, tough play there. That's a non-setter running in, trying to set that ball. When it's that tight, you have to really work to get your body there and then jump up to set it. Her momentum took her underneath, and her left foot crossed under.
Here's McAleer, been so impressive tonight with the 5 kills and the 4 blocks. Turned away is Everett. Otten to Yonke. Isley got a hand to it, but Rebecca Yonke, too much to stop right now for Lindenwood. Tied for the team high with 7 kills on 19 swings. McAleer's serve, a strong one. Ties Hargan up. Now Wellborn can't get it over. The tip back from Yonke. McAleer finds Otten. The swing to Wilson. The in-system kill for Nia Wilson. Had cooled off a bit since that strong first set, but finds the floor now for 6 kills.
The tempo on that ball, I don't know that Morehead State's going to have the ability to read as a middle. You're going to have to decide, I'm either going to go with the slide or I'm going to the outside. If you're in the middle, you'll probably get to neither.
Bomber, the high setup. Everett rejected. Everett calling for it again. Goes with the tip, rejected again. These Eagles just completely out of system right now. And Rebecca Yonke says, thank you very much. 8 kills for Yonke, and Morehead State needs to talk it over.
So Everett's expecting a wide slide. We'll get a look on this. She makes the move. Oh, it's an inside slide. She reaches back, and it's too late. Otten moving Yonke in, moving her out, giving different looks. Very hard to defend.
There's a reason you highlighted Rebecca Yonke at the top of this broadcast. Such a standout performer for Lindenwood, who now back on a 4-0 scoring run. Yonke, 302 kills on the season coming into tonight, has 7 on 13 swings.
She's a player that we talked about coming into this tournament, and she had a match that was good, had a match that kind of went away, and they really focused and were able to stop her. And this is back to, I think, what she's used to seeing, her team's used to seeing. There's such an incredible kind of a symbiotic relationship between setters and middles. You're working together, sometimes in small spaces, sometimes at really challenging angles. You have to know what the other person is doing, even without seeing them. Watching these two women work with each other, working around each other, it's just been incredible to watch. What a high level of volleyball between those two.
As Rebecca Yonke goes, so goes Lindenwood, and Will Condon told us coming into the tournament that she's been able to get better as a player because of the growth of the team around her. Last year, she was the standout. Teams knew to game plan specifically for her. This season, she's been allowed to shine because of how good everyone else around her is, and she's also making them better in return.
Absolutely. Great teamwork, great team sport.
Back underway off the Morehead State timeout. The lead is 8 for Lindenwood. Seidel setting Wilson up. Wipes that off the block. Now here's Everett. Pounded through. Hands to it. Allie Otten got the dig. Another dig for McAleer off the overpass, but they whistle it dead.
Great effort. Good job being ready. If we get a replay coming up here of the overpass, great effort on touch by Otten over. Easy swing by Wellborn. See if they can get her going a little bit. Just rotate it out. Wogenstall back in.
Sent it in for the serve. Lindenwood struggling with that serve. Yonke gets it over though. Wogenstall with the bump. Otten, Yonke, tip, free ball. Allie Otten capitalizing.
I think I had an opportunity to talk with Coach Kahn today, but before the match, I had never met him before, never coached against him, and really enjoyed the conversation. One thing he talked about with Otten is just she's playing so much freer. Sometimes the setter, it's so technical. Hopefully once you get to a certain level of technical expertise, you can play with freedom on the other side, with creativity. He really talked about how she's grown in that area, and she's certainly doing that well tonight.
Down the line goes Holland Everett for the kill. Back at the start of this tournament, Will Condon said that her setting has become less rigid this season. They challenged her coming in. They wanted her to be more creative, and he feels like she's really taken to that, the full repertoire on display this evening.
Yeah, I think he said it. What did he say? If she worked at an ice cream shop, it would always be serving vanilla, something like that. But as it's gone on, she's gotten more and more creative.
As Wilson goes through the block, hey, there's nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And it's interesting because, like, when you're a young player and you're learning the game, there's skills, there's technique, there's expertise. It has to happen. But once you get on the other side of that, now you're skilled at your craft, then you can be creative. You can do some really special things.
Otten drives it over on the serve, and there's a special thing for Lindenwood. The service ace has been their biggest tool. The bench is loving it. They have 10 tonight.
Yeah, they are truly enjoying this opportunity today. What a great opportunity for their program to compete for an OVC championship.
It's been such a great fall for this Lindenwood athletic department as Hargan goes off the block. Now Otten tries to set backs up, and that a little behind her.
I'm watching the face of the coach because that was very creative. That was going in, facing the net, full arm jump as if you're going to attack, and then setting the side. Instead of past or left to you, the coach actually is smiling now. He's getting a good laugh out of it. That's great.
Otten quickly finding Gluck. Couldn't get it through the first time, does the second. Off the floor, Fitzgerald sets it up. Otten back to backs, tries the cut shot, and that's too tight of an angle for Autumn backs.
It's tough one, pretty quick ball. Wasn't able to get much of an approach there. And we're back in rotation one, so that the first ball over here will be a little tougher for backs as a lefty.
McAleer controls the serve. Swung cross court to backs, can't get it through. Shoved across by Otten. Now Hargan loading up. Emmy Hargan, the kill in this near corner.
So again, stuck in this rotation. That lefty over here just kind of had to spin the ball over. Ooh.
Eagles had a 3-0 run going. That will end it with the service error. They've been so strong on the service line, delivering aces. Just one tonight, have 7 errors.
7 errors, and again, that's the rotation. They're already struggling getting out of the rotation. You want to make them work to get out of it.
Here's Wilson, her serve. Controlled by Fitzgerald. Hargan, big swing. That ties Wilson up. McAleer with the roll. Addie McAleer has had such an impressive response offensively after last night. McAleer had just the 5 kills, already 6 now.
McAleer has to wait so long. It's so hard. You want to leave early. You have to wait for that ball to come all the way across the court, patient, and then swings aggressively into the edge of the block.
Lindenwood up by 8, their largest advantage of this set. Make it 9. The Lions can sniff a conference championship, 5 points away from a sweep. Will Condon said at the beginning of this tournament, the number one thing he's learned about this year's team, they can do anything they set their mind to. He jokingly called them stubborn. They refuse to give up, and they're showing that grit tonight against Morehead State as Hargan goes line. Backs now with the roll. Autumn Backs. What else can you say about Autumn Backs, how impressive she's been this season?
Autumn Backs, I love what you just said about their coach. If we're not careful, sometimes we can even limit those that we coach. They're doing special things. They're playing with such freedom out there. McAleer, all these blocks. Just players that are doing things above what you would expect some of the smaller players on the court to do, playing with freedom, playing with confidence. It's a joy to watch.
Condon told us that since Lindenwood has joined the OVC, his mantra coming into every conference tournament has been adapt or die. Find a way to adapt each round to your opponent. And we talked coming in about the outsides for Morehead State. They have adapted to the strength of these Eagles. There's a wonderful dig from Isley. Otten to McAleer, dug out by Isley again, pushed back over by McAleer, and dug out again by Isley. Wellborn rejected. Otten to Gluck quickly. Was it tipped? No.
That was a tough one. It was a little low, couldn't get her arm around in time. They're adapting, but they're playing within themselves at the same time. We talked about before, you don't want to change your style. Just be the best version of yourself. Maybe raise your level of play, but don't change your style of play.
Gluck off the block. Punched over to Knott. A dig for Seidel. Knott whiffing on that one. Another error for Morehead State. They have 15 attack errors tonight, and that starts to explain why they have such a low hitting percentage as a team, hitting in the 120s now.
And many of those are blocks. Their unforced error rate, it really isn't that high. Just a lot of blocks, a lot of great play on the other side of the net.
Hargan loading up and sailing that long.
Well, I tried to. They were doing well in unforced errors. Unfortunately, I may have induced that.
The old announcer's jinx.
Yeah, this is a stunned room right now. This is a shocking performance.
Seidel serves. A service error for Jesse Seidel.
We're next to the Lindenwood parents. All of them with almost collective. Ooh, evidently pretty close.
Conference realignment has changed a lot in college athletics. It has taken some good historic rivalries away from leagues as Yankee nudges that across. But this could be a developing rivalry between Morehead State and Lindenwood as athletic departments. Just a few weeks ago, the Lindenwood women's soccer program upending Morehead State in the OVC Championship, and the Lindenwood volleyball program trying to do the same tonight. Over to McAleer. Pushed out by Hargan. It is match point Lindenwood. All smiles for Dana Gribb, who comes in and heads to the back to serve. Gribb for the match. To Knott in the middle. Pushed out by Wilson. McAleer. Cross court, dug out by Isley. Lindenwood wins the OVC Volleyball Championship. What a performance for Lindenwood and the OVC Coach of the Year, Will Condon, there in the middle of your screen. Simply impressive the way they came out from start to finish and dominated this match.
They were just so balanced. I'm looking at the stats. You have 3 players with 8 kills, 1-7, 1-4. 4 players hitting effectively 220 or higher. You have an outside hitter in Wilson, only 7 kills, maybe a little less than what you normally, but 17 digs. Players like McAleer, who struggled in early parts of this tournament, 8 kills, 1 error. Hits 220, 4 blocks. I mean, just can't say enough. And you look at all these players that none of them had more than 2 errors. I mean, that level of focus, they seem to have found that beautiful balance of focus and fun. When you're out there having a blast, but you're still really in tune with what it is we're trying to do today. They played with such freedom today, had a chance to win a championship. This has been a league that has had good volleyball for such a long time, such good steady, what many people refer to as good Midwest volleyball, which is ball control and serving. Just a great match. You think of, as we look on the other side at Morehead, just what a great season. And it's such an interesting moment when you see something like this, when Lindenwood knew today before the day started that this was it. This is your season. Morehead will have an interesting transition now as they prepare for NCAA play. You know, there are a lot of leagues that are not one-bid leagues. You get in as an at-large. This could happen to you. You could lose and then have to reset yourself and get ready to play in the NCAA tournament. They're going to have a chance to go and represent the OVC, chance to represent their school at a high level. I have a feeling they're going to be able to bounce back. They have a veteran coaching staff over there, veteran players. They'll get another chance to go out and play at a little bit higher level as they compete again.
Morehead State awaits their fate in the NCAA tournament. Selection Monday coming up on December 1st, Sunday at 6 p.m. Lindenwood takes the 2024 OVC Volleyball Championship. The Lions, their first in program history, finish on a high note. Winners of 5 consecutive to end the season. The Lions are champions. What an impressive performance for Lindenwood. For Dean Webb, I'm Jake Griffith saying so long from Houck Fieldhouse, where our final, Lindenwood 3, Morehead State 0. All games airing on ESPN are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Lindenwood are OVC champions.